I know that sitting down to work on a painting that you are so excited about, just for it to turn out completely different from what you wanted it to be, can hurt a lot. I've been there, and even though I have been painting for over God knows how many years, I still sometimes am there, and that's completely okay. I wanted to share with you my experience with perfectionism as an artist, especially in today's social media age, where everything seems so polished and perfect, and I want to help you break free from it. I'll share this with you while showing you a time-lapse of a painting that I recently made that did not turn out at all how I wanted it to. Perfectionism is a hell of a drug that makes you think perfection is achievable, despite reoccurring proof that it is not. If you're like me, you started drawing as a kid, right? A kid who wanted to put down the things I was passionate about onto a piece of blank paper. I wish I still had the pictures of the horses I drew on my bedroom walls with pencils that my parents had to paint over time and time again. I'm so sorry, Mom and Dad. And this love for art made me continue doing it all the way into my adulthood. I'm 25 now, and I'm trying to make art my full-time job. And as much as that is a dream life of mine, I know that if I expect too much of my art too quickly, I will burn out and feel really unmotivated. You see, if you start taking art really seriously, whether you want to make it a career, or you just want to grow a social media following, or you just have really high standards for yourself, you start looking at it more as a job or a chore, and you kind of lose that spark for it, and you forget why you started doing it in the first place. You constantly want to improve and put out better and better art to progress, and what you end up doing is beating yourself up every time a piece of art doesn't turn out how you wanted it to, which is a little silly. So you lose the joy you once felt during the process of making art, and you all of a sudden just start chasing the high of finishing a really cool, really impressive piece. What you, and well, I seem to forget is that the only way to improve at something is to be really bad at it first, repeatedly, over and over, and over, until you stop being that bad, and you improve. Tell me, how many hobbies did you start doing and you expected yourself to become a world champion at? None, right? So why in the world is it different with art? Let me show you one of my first pieces of digital art. Now, I could go and slander it and make fun of it, but would that bring any good to me? That was all I was capable of back in the day, and if it weren't for several pieces of art that looked exactly like that, I would not have improved. Although I feel quite happy with the amount of progress I've made in the recent years of painting, there are several things that I either have never painted/drawn before, or just things that I still struggle with. Take this painting that I'm showing you, for example. It's my first ever piece with detailed water, and I honestly think I quite failed at executing it. I imagined it completely different in my head before I started working on it. And that's okay, because instead of beating myself up, I take this as a motivation to go and research how I can draw water better next time. And that's actually really exciting, but I had to learn this kind of mindset. So be as kind to yourself as you are to your friends, because I bet you if I came to you and I started crying about how much I hate this art piece, you would comfort me and tell me to not give up on art, right? Unless you're a really bad friend. So why in the hell is it different when you're talking to yourself? Be your own best friend. Because as much as I and you would like to, we will not just wake up magically one day and be amazing at art with no effort. All your favorite artists that you see on social media, they took years to get there. And it will probably take you years too. If not more, maybe less, who knows? But it will take you a lot of effort and a lot of bad paintings. So accept it and learn how to love the journey, not the destination. As cliche as that quote is, it genuinely applies to this, because starting to enjoy learning and improving is the only way you will not lose your mind as an artist.